Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, voice you know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where the performance of Veltima fungicide can take your best results even farther. Well, it's cloudy outside right now, 65 degrees on the barn thermometer. It sort of looks and feels like it might try and rain. Not convinced it will. We could definitely use some here on the farm, although I know that's not the situation in a lot of other places. A couple quick calendar reminders, powered by Soy Biodiesel. Be sure to tune in at midday today as Dale Minyo will be getting our monthly update from Farm Credit Mid-America, and then tune in on Monday. The Axis Seed County Fair Tour kicks off with its first stop at the Clark County Fair. Join Dale as he'll be visiting with members from the Junior Fair Board. Then Wednesday, Dale will be broadcasting from the Ohio State Fair, the Junior Market Sheep Show, thanks to Kalmbach Feeds. Let's check in now with Dale Minyo as he has a corn scouting and management report with Valent USA.
Joining me from Valent USA is Walker Cooper. He's the Territory Account Manager for Ohio. Walker, if I understand it correctly, you're from Ohio.
Yes, sir. From the washing machine capital itself, Clyde.
Well, we're glad to know that Clyde is known for that. As we look to other things, you're out and about. Tell us about the corn that you're seeing in your area.
Obviously a challenging spring as far as weather. So we have a lot of different plant dates, a lot of different corn in a lot of different stages. Absolutely a year that you have to be on top of your scouting and know where everything is and put in a little bit of extra effort to check your crop.
So being from Valent USA, I'm sure you're challenged at all your meetings saying, what are we doing now to help producers either identify a problem and do we have a solution? How do you address those kind of meetings and conversations within your company?
Internally, we always look at what are the challenges and what are the things that we're seeing out in the fields. We love to spend time with our grower clients to understand what they're dealing with. And the second part of that, figuring out which one of our products are going to fit the unique challenges of the season. This particular year, we're looking at a lot of our post products. Growers had a hard time getting some sort of residual down or some aggressive product early because they were more focused on getting something in the ground early.
Oh, I understand that. So at this stage of the game, you probably got corn from just above your boot to almost mid-thigh or higher. Where can you help then?
We're able to provide some residual products. So Perpetuo is going to be one of the products that we can offer. The other one is going to be our Maverick corn herbicide. Most guys will be familiar with Maverick Pre-Side as well, but there also is an application pattern for post that's going to give you some residual control into later growing parts of that season, as well as have activity against some tough broadleaf weeds and annual grass.
Thank you, Walker Cooper, Territory Account Manager for Ohio with Valent USA. Always read and follow label directions.
And thanks, Dale. Well, let's get a check now on your Friday weather forecast, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com.
Unsettled weather conditions continue to dominate across Ohio. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that forecast update. Hit and miss thunderstorm activity here as we start the day. US 30 southward. I could think we can see thunderstorms fire off in that entire area all the way up through the noon hour before we dissipate just a little bit. As we dissipate, we clear out a little bit overnight, but we see right away on Saturday moisture coming back into the area from the west and southwest. I think by the time we get to mid-afternoon tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms will once again be covering the entire Buckeye State. Long tail on this moisture through Sunday. Once again, US 30 southward. We probably have to allow for on-again, off-again scattered showers Sunday. The showers and thunderstorms intensify Sunday night south of I-70. And then we take a break overnight Monday night, well, even Monday afternoon through Monday night into Tuesday before we see hit and miss as showers and thunderstorms come back. But I think if you just pencil the time period from right now, today, all the way through Monday midday, we can see 1/2 to 2 inch rainfall totals easily across all of Ohio. Second half of next week gets hotter and tries to dry out a little bit. There's still going to be pop-up thunderstorm action around, but that really is going to be driven by what kind of cap the atmosphere can develop. A lot of times in the heat of summer, you get a big hot dome breaking free, coming in, taking control. You push most of that moisture to the top edge of the dome, and the only thing that can fire off is a few pockets of convection that can break through a very hot atmospheric cap. I think we have that happen Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, but coverage only about 20-25% of the state, if even that. That's the way your forecast is stacking up. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Let's get an update now on what's going to take place today at the Ohio State Fair. Here's Dale Minyo.
This Ohio State Fair Open Class Livestock Show schedule brought to you by Farm Credit Mid-America. Today, the alpaca and llamas get underway in the Brown Sheep Barn. Also tomorrow, both days start at 8 a.m. And in the Boar Goat Show, the open show in O'Neill Swine Barn gets underway today at 8 a.m. And let's go to the Dairy Goat Show starting today at 3 p.m. The Junior Doe Show tomorrow at 8 a.m. The Senior Doe Show will be underway. If you're checking out further dates, the poultry comes in on the 26th and have shows on the 26th and 27th, and the rabbits won't be in until August 2nd for their ARBA sanctioned open show.
Thanks, Dale. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this.
When you're buying seed, there's more to a transaction than money. You're exchanging time and trust, hoping each decision adds up at harvest. Seed consultant sales professionals don't take that lightly. With products made to excel in the Eastern Corn Belt and agronomic knowledge that stands up to the test, we're all about the same things you are: reliability and results. Buy into a better seed experience. Visit seedconsultants.com to view our corn and soybean lineup.
Joining me today is Kendall Lovejoy. Kendall is with OSU Extension in Fulton County as the Ag Extension educator there. Kendall, a big event that you guys are helping host, the North American Manure Expo, taking place July the 30th and the 31st there in Wauseon at the fairgrounds. Tell us a little bit about the event, a two-day event, and it looks like on the first day, tours are sort of the highlight.
Hi, Dusty. We're really excited to be hosting this great event in Northwest Ohio and in Fulton County. The two-day North American Manure Expo travels around the United States, and this year it's coming to Ohio, and specifically Fulton County. And over the course of the 2 days, we're going to offer a whole host of opportunities for education, for networking with the latest and greatest manufacturers in manure manufacturing technology. We're also going to be working through some different education opportunities and local tours to highlight some different farms and operations that are utilizing manure in some unique ways. So on day one, the expo kicks off with tours, and we have 4 different tours lined up. I'd like to highlight a couple of those now. First tour is going to be headed down towards Mark Center, Ohio, to a 360 rain unit. This unit is an autonomous irrigation robot designed to apply manure in the row to standing corn. And so we're really excited to highlight this kind of newer technology that's entered the marketplace here and kind of show that in action down in Mark Center, connected to Visser's Dairy. Our second tour is headed over to Williams County to Bridgewater Dairy to highlight some of the different and unique things that they have going on with their kind of state-of-the-art sand reclamation system, their methane digester they have, and they also have a buried manure pipeline. So we'll be highlighting some of those different ways that they use to manure, to transfer their manure, and highlight some of the different technology that they have going on at the dairy as well. Our third tour is going to focus on composting. We have some great folks in Fulton County who have done some advanced research with composting and have some more advanced composting facilities. So we'll be touring up with Nate Andre and Andre Farms Compost up there with their EPA facility where they handle food waste and animal waste as well to make a nutrient-dense compost. Then we'll be going over to Aaron and Anthony Stuckey's farm, Stuckey Brother Farm in Archbold area, where we'll be highlighting some of the composting research that they did as part of Ohio State University's grant that we had a couple of years on their beef farm. So we're really excited about that one. And the last tour is more focused on conservation. We'll be heading up to Les Seiler's 2-stage plus about some of the advanced conservation efforts that he and his family farm have taken into effect over the last several years. So really awesome tour opportunities for those who are interested, whether you're local or not. We have really great resources and farms to be highlighted here on the first day of the expo.
Well, really a wide variety of opportunities and probably something those of us in Northwest Ohio don't realize there's that many different things going on when it comes to composting, recycling, manure management, and all the different aspects of that. I know there's also a trade show that is a part of the expo. Tell us a little bit about that. What are some of the things folks would see at the trade show?
Yeah, probably the bread and butter of the expo is the trade show. So we're going to have set up at the fairgrounds several exhibitors, a couple hundred exhibitors probably on site, where we'll get the opportunity to just connect with them. They'll have equipment set up in the demonstration there for viewing, and then they're also going to get to demonstrate that equipment later on in the afternoon on Thursday if folks are so inclined to highlight that. But trade show just is a great opportunity for networking and getting to connect with folks and manufacturers from all across the country.
Well, day number 2 then looks like a lot of educational opportunities and actually a couple different tents that are going to be set up with different programming going on. Maybe tell us the themes of some of those tents and just touch on a couple highlights that folks can catch.
Yeah, we've got a great lineup of speakers from all across the nation coming to our 4 education tents focused on agronomy, safety, water quality, and conservation. And so really excited to highlight some of those different areas and 4 concurrent education sessions that are happening for a couple hours Thursday morning.
Well, it's a big event. I know there's pre-registration going on. Can folks also sign up at the gate there if they didn't get a chance to pre-register?
Absolutely. You're more than welcome to pre-register at manureexpo.com, especially if you want to get a seat on the tours that are filling up quite quickly. But if you don't plan to join the tours, you're welcome to come and register at the gate. We'll take any walk-ins available. Yep.
And from what you said before we came on the air, it looks like a really good pre-registration so far, over 300 people probably. It's going to be a big event. Hopefully we can have some nice weather to go along with it and some outstanding programming lined up. Again, my guest today is Kendall Lovejoy. Kendall is the OSU Extension Educator in Ag Education for Fulton County. Kendall, thanks so much for your work with the North American Manure Expo, bringing this to Ohio, and best of luck next week.
Thanks, Dusty. Look forward to having you out and all the great listeners at Ohio AgNet.
Stay tuned. We'll be back to take a look at your markets after this.
Attention construction pros. Purple Wave Auction brings quality equipment to your fingertips. Join our bi-weekly online auctions featuring dozers, excavators, loaders, and more. We provide detailed listings, photos, and seller contact info. Inspect online or in person. With our no reserve policy, every item sells to the highest bidder. Visit purplewave.com today and see why informed builders choose Purple Wave. Transparent processes, real deals, your next great purchase awaits. purplewave.com.
Be aware, ticks are there. As you head outdoors, remember to avoid tall grass, wear light-colored full-coverage clothing, and use EPA-registered repellent. Be sure to thoroughly check for ticks after you head in for the day. If you find any ticks, remove them carefully with tweezers and watch for symptoms such as fever, headache, or rash. For more information on ticks and tick bite prevention, head over to ohio.gov/ticks.
Well, let's get a look at your morning market analysis brought to us by the Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to be building the newest state-of-the-art soybean crush facility in Upper Sandusky, Ohio. You can call 574-566-2113 for information on soybean marketing to LDC.
Grain markets finished mixed on Thursday. Corn and wheat markets were lower. Bean markets a little bit higher. Interesting part of the trade yesterday, I think the soybean move was driven almost entirely by soybean oil. There we saw anywhere from 140 to 150 point move to the upside, and that was really an interesting idea. Soy oil futures surged to newer rally highs, and the market really has not yet shut off export demand. Competing vegetable oil markets are moving higher very slowly. For example, spot Malaysian palm oil yesterday morning scored a fresh 3-month high, which also compares to the market's low back in May, which was about $240 a metric ton lower. So yeah, we're kind of gaining a little bit in this veg oil market, and that's helping the crush margins this week to drift up substantially. That's allowed some folks to chase beans. We saw basis values move in a lot of areas to the upside. Now, there were a few that ratcheted basis lower yesterday afternoon, but that is one story in the marketplace. The other one that seemed to gain some steam, but I think it's overblown a little bit, was the Coca-Cola's shift from high fructose corn syrup to cane sugar. President Trump talked about this, but high fructose corn syrup usage has been dropping already, and this is going to, yes, cut back on some corn demand just a little bit, but overall, I don't think it's as big of a story as what has been forwarded out there, especially by ag media. The corn down probably has more to do with the fact that we're still looking at a pretty doggone big corn crop here. Speaking of corn, interior corn prices in central Mato Grosso in Brazil are definitely lower, and that's looking at the $2.95 a bushel coming on 30 to 35% of the second crop corn. It's difficult to be bullish of Brazilian fob corn prices between now and mid-fall. Their corn is definitely going to be a lot cheaper than ours, and so it's hard to build a rally in the corn market there as well. That's the way your markets finished up yesterday. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, let's take a look at what's been going on in the overnight markets, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. September corn is trading up 4 1/4 cents at $4.06 1/4 cents. December new crop up 4 cents at $4.25. August soybeans are trading up 7 1/4 cents at $10.28 3/4, with November new crop beans up 6 3/4 cents at $10.33 1/4 cents, and wheat for September up 3 1/4 cents at $5.36 3/4. December wheat up 3 cents at $5.57 1/4. Well, thanks for joining us and have a great day, everyone. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.